Ace of Wands starting, a new beginning, an outpouring. We have the Hangman, strength, and the Seven of Wands, standing your ground. Okay, yeah, so you've been on the fence about speaking up, standing your ground about something. It takes a lot of strength to stand up against anybody, a bully, just a force, maybe a group of people, or just some sort of authority, right? So anything that kind of pushes back is daunting to most people because it takes a lot of bravery, and I keep hearing chutzpah. I'm not Jewish, so excuse me if I use it wrong, but I think it's kind of what I mean by that is it just takes a lot of bravery and courage to stand up for yourself, especially when it's something important. It's not for the weak-hearted. And you're kind of on the fence. You're in this hangman energy of being like, do I do this? Do I not? Do I stand up for myself? Do I fight for my beliefs? For a new beginning, for just a chance at starting new, or just, even if it's not starting new, just to stand up for yourself, especially when you know that there's something wrong happening, whether to you or somebody else. I'm feeling winded all of a sudden. Like, it's like hard to breathe, like you just ran and then you're like trying to talk and run at the same time. But I feel like with this, if you instill the strength that you feel like you have inside, I feel like you'll get a good outcome to this with the Ace of Wands, or at least you'll get closure. But this is a beginning with the Ace of Wands. It's not the end. What else? I'm going to use a different deck, actually. I'm feeling like I have to use a different deck. The Page of Cups. Five of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles. And the Page of Wands. I'm feeling a lot of anxiety. Okay. It looks like someone has put you out in the cold. But they don't want you. I'm cold too right now. I'm freezing and I'm anxious. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I feel winded, freezing, and anxious. All of a sudden, like I can't get my breath in order. And it's bothering me because I want to say a lot of things, but I can't. So you've been feeling like you've been shut out from an organization or a group of people or one person, but you've been feeling shut out. Maybe it's with someone that you had an interest in with the Page of Cups here. And it's time to stand up for yourself. You're feeling like you've been on the fence of whether or not you should say something, because why start trouble when you already have enough trouble in life, right? Why go there? But you're tired of this, and you just kind of want to move on. And sometimes in order to move on from any sort of conflict, you need to put an end to it in your own way. Now, that doesn't always mean getting revenge or anything like that. It doesn't have to be ill-natured, but if someone has treated you disrespectfully and you've never said or spoken up or fought back or done anything, and you kind of just take it silently, it will fester inside of you. Take any sort of autoimmune disease. That's basically where it stems from, when you hold on to emotions and there's no outpouring of it. You hold on, you hold on, you hold on. The energy has to go somewhere, and guess where it goes and where it starts attacking yourself. So it doesn't mean you have to fight, right, with people, because that is also toxic. But it's really toxic to hold on to emotions and never deal with them, especially if you're in a negative situation. If someone's abusive towards you, let's say, and you've never fixed the issue, or fixed the problem, either by walking away or talk or speaking up for yourself, right? And you just kind of take it silently, you're eating this bad energy and you're ingesting it into your body, basically. And it comes out in a lot of negative ways, stomach issues, skin issues, hormonal issues, lung issues, right? It's all autoimmune based when someone doesn't deal with their problems, especially emotional issues, in any sort of way. Now, that means not to say that you can sustain any sort of abuse for a long time, even if you, like, say, you took your energy out in sports. That's great, or like you do yoga, or you box, or you write poetry, you're an artist. Whatever it is that you do to expel your energy is healthy. Everyone needs to do that in some way. It's kind of like taking out the garbage, right? But you still can't sustain a toxic situation, even if you're doing what you need to do to kind of filter out the bad energy. But you also have to realize that life is always good and bad, and there's always going to be toxic people and toxic situations. But if you're one of those people that have never used their own throat chakra and spoken up for themselves, now you're in this place where you're feeling trapped, and you feel confined. You feel put in a box and stuck out in the cold. Someone has done this because they know that you haven't spoken back or stuck up for yourself before. Now, people can change, and especially if you've been bullied for a very long time and you just let the bully you, they automatically get this arrogance to themselves, meaning, thinking like, oh, well, this person's never going to fight back. I could do this forever, right? And you just become like a game to them, a punching bag. But they forget that some people, you have the freedom and the free will to change your mind and to change your behavior into whatever you want it to be. So the bullied person can fight back. And if they decide to fight back after being bullied for so long, it will surprise the bully, because they're not expecting you to turn around and become like the Mike Tyson, right? So I kind of just feel like you're like a caged animal that's been, mistreated for a very long time. And now you're at a point where you're like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready for this fight. I'm ready to speak my truth. I'm ready to say what's on my mind now, right? I want to start over. I want a new beginning for my life. And I don't want to walk around feeling like a victim. I don't want to walk around feeling like a punching bag for people, or feeling meek or not willing to speak up for myself, even if I'm alone while doing it. I want a new change. And you feel betrayed because you were leading with your heart because you're a sensitive person. And that takes a lot of bravery. A lot of people think being sensitive is weak. It is not. If you are willing to keep your heart open and be sensitive in this cruel, cold world sometimes, it takes a lot more strength and courage than people that just put on a hard face and, have a strong armor around themselves, but they never let themselves love or feel. Those are empty people. They're not letting their body feel every kind of emotion that God has given them. We are given emotions for a reason. It's not useless to feel emotion. So you're realizing that, and you're like, you know what? I'm growing, I'm doing, and I'm taking action for myself. I'm picking up the pieces, even if I have a broken foot. I'm walking in the snow on crutches. I don't care. I'm doing it. I'm leaving this past behind kind of feeling. So what are you standing your ground about? The Three of Swords. The Three of Swords. So there's some... Okay. You might have had some feelings for somebody, but there was definitely interference happening. There's other people around that were interfering with this connection and maybe not even giving you a chance to connect. And this caused a whole whirlwind of issues. And they basically felt that they won because they've made you feel so uncomfortable that you left. And you're just like, this is not for me. I'm out of here. This is weird. So you leave and you feel like you're taking the peaceful route. And usually, sometimes that is. It's like, pick your battles. You don't have to fight every single person, right? But this one bothers you for some reason, and it keeps haunting you, and you keep going back to the situation, and you're just like, no, this is still bothering me, and it's still happening because this outside party is still interfering with you. Still, they're being relentless. They want to keep you out in the cold for a reason, because they want this person that you had your eye on in the past. And, people are cruel, and especially females, unfortunately, will try to isolate other females, especially when they feel threatened in any way. Even if you weren't doing anything to threaten them, low-minded individuals will do that as a protective measure, to be like, she doesn't exist, and kind of push you away, right? What else about this Three of Swords? The Nine of Wands. You're just like, I'm trying to get somewhere here, This person might be in charge of a group. He might have a lot of money. He might be doing well for himself. And this is what you're really looking for. You're looking for something serious and some kind of love here. But this third party energy was like, oh, no. You're not coming near this emperor. You're not even coming near him. And they've been interfering with you. They've been doing some things. They've been doing a lot of things to keep you away from this emperor. Even though he's kind of looking towards you, and he has in the past, he's looked at you in this way with the Ten of Cups. He almost offered you something, or he was on his way to offering himself to you, right? In some kind of, or just giving a gesture, right? In the right direction towards you, to let you know, like, hey, I kind of like you. But this third party energy is really doing a lot behind the scenes to keep this person away from you. There's a strong interference here of them pushing you away, keeping you out in the cold, isolating you. And that can turn into social isolation, gossip, reputation damaging, damaging lives. We have the Ace of Wands again, twice now. It's double confirmation on the Ace of Wands. There is some sort of new start with this person. Wow, okay. And then we also have the Ace of Swords, which is all about speaking the truth. and taking some rest. So it looks like when you were in this hangman energy, you were resting, you were doing your own thing because you need to work on your own life, right? But now that you've gotten some rest and rejuvenation and you've had some sleep, right? I think that you're willing to take this step forward, and we have the Fool on the bottom of the deck, 15:51 on the clock. You're willing to take a step forward and now strike back. And it doesn't have to be like a fighting strike. It just has to mean like saying something on your behalf to set the record straight. This Ace of Swords is about a new truth, saying something that hasn't been said before, speaking the truth out loud. And that is giving you some sort of new opportunity. Page of Pentacles again, the Knight of Pentacles. So this might bring about a new sort of energy, a new opportunity to you by speaking the truth, whether you like it or not, whether you want it or not. But what else with this Emperor? The Tower. Yeah. So speaking the truth might bring about a tower for this person. You know, the truth hurts, and sometimes when the veil is unlifted and the truth is spoken, things can crumble. Things can crumble down very fast. So maybe that's why you've held back, is because you don't want to. You initially had feelings for this Emperor. Whether or not you still do is another story, but if you say something and you say the truth of what happened to you and what this third party energy, all these things that they were doing to you, it might cause a tower moment for him or her. And since you cared about them, you didn't want that to happen to them. So I think you've been in the thing of like, okay, well, if I speak the truth, it'd be good for me, bad for him. But if I don't speak the truth, good for him, bad for me, right? Ten of Pentacles now, and the Ten of Cups. But you want to get to this place of being, you know, in a respectful relationship. You thought you could grow with this person in a lot of different ways. You thought that you could have love, life, family, generational wealth, and basically everything, right? This is like double everything. This is like getting everything that you want and then some, like finding the real person for you, 1818 on the clock. You know, it's all about infinity, right? Just like your forever person. You were looking at this person like, oh wow, this could be a good match forever, not like a short-term fling. These cards are popping out. So you've just been in this energy of, do I do this? Do I not do this? Is this the right thing to do? Is this my path in life? Do I say this out loud? Justice. My God, these cards. I think you want justice. And you're tired of feeling like this. I think a lot of people have made you feel isolated, put out in the cold, and left to die alone. Not to be dramatic, but it's basically how it feels, where it's just like so many people here around this person has put you out. You know, they really have done a lot here to put you out of this connection. They've said a lot of lies, they've gossiped, they've done things to you, backstabbed you, front stabbed you, side stabbed you, and they're still doing it. It's crazy because there's been a lot of interference, So what's going to happen here? Because there's a lot of, you thought there was so much opportunity here. This person was looking at you, you know, in this way as well, but there's been so much interference. It almost feels like there's so many road bumps. There's so many detours. You're being wrapped in loving wings of comfort and protection, mother's love. You might be getting a lot of signs from the spiritual world of just feeling protected at this moment. Even if you feel like you're put out in the cold by people around you, there are people looking after you, whether in this realm or not. There are people looking after you and loving you and keeping you safe. One more. It says, like the softness of a feather brushing your skin, be sweet and kind to yourself and others. So maybe, what else? This one popped out too. Filling up on, okay. I think that if you do speak the truth, you have to remind yourself to still be kind, because you looked at this person once in a caring way. You had feelings for this person at some point in your life. And even if things went sour, even if things went haywire because of other people and other energies, you still have to remain kind to this person, even if you give them, you know, revenge on a, you know, I think revenge is a dish best served cold, right? So I don't think you should want to do that, you know, and kind of like come back at them in a very cold-hearted way. But if you do speak your truth, what looks like you want to, remember to remain kind. You know, tact is everything. It's the way you say things. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. So, you know, you might want to be like, since you have a lot of anger towards what's happened, you might want to come out and just be feisty. But it might not be the right route, because everyone has feelings and everyone is going through things you might not know about. So even though these interferences have been harsh towards you, you don't know what this person is going through either. Not to say that you shouldn't speak up for yourself, but remember to remain kind and soft and give them the truth, maybe warm, right? It's like, you don't want to be too cold with them, but you don't want to be a pushover. So remind yourself that if you take the high road and you still stand up for yourself, but you remain kind and tactful, you will be as strong as you can be. And that is a leader. That is someone that is a true warrior, because you know when to fight, right? And you know when to just be diplomatic. So be diplomatic with this person if you speak your truth to them.